here we are back on track, ready for the next round. Let's remind everyone, here we are for the Online Olympiad 2020, and we are now ready. We are in Division 4, ready for the last round of Pool B and the first round of the day, the 7th round for Pool C. So, Roland, what happened in the previous round?
Yes, in Pool B, everything, well, unfortunately for us, because we like to see, of course, some tension in the standings, everything's decided in Pool B. We already know who will qualify for the next division, and that's because Syria defeated Namibia. That was the biggest result, also with big numbers, 6-0, and also Rwanda lost their match against Mozambique with 5-1, and of course Malta against Uganda, 4-2 for Malta. So that means that the top three teams won their matches and they are qualified for the next division. So yeah, let's also briefly show the standings then of Pool B, and
Yes,
yeah, then we
and
can move on to Pool C, closing time.
yes, and here we are. As Roland mentioned, nothing to do for Namibia, and Syria, Mozambique, and Malta are already with not one but with two steps in Pool B. So congratulations to those teams. We are very happy and hope to see a fight in Division 3 as well.
Yeah, of course, all these countries have a good shot. Of course, also in Division 3, they show good results here, good chess, so good lineups. So yeah, I'm sure they'll make it difficult for the countries in Division 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, of course, now we're moving on to Pool C. And Pool C, there everything is still open, I believe. We do have, of course, some countries that are doing very well so far. Yeah, let's see the lineups or the standings. Let's see what would be
Yes,
best.
here we have the round of Pool C. Ethiopia against Cameroon, Malawi against Mauritania, Lesotho against Lebanon, Nigeria against Sudan, and Eswatini against Oman. So let's start with the standings, yeah, because like this we
Yeah.
understand which score might be critical. And as we can see here, Nigeria, Mauritania are currently leading with 12 points, and
Mhm.
Lebanon is at the third place with 10 points. So,
Yeah,
Lesotho seems the only one, no, that could
yeah,
challenge.
indeed. And with that will be a very interesting match because Lebanon actually is the opponent of Lesotho. So that will be a direct clash between the number 3 and number 4 in the standings. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match to see who will qualify for the next division. It might be a very, very critical one. For example, if Lebanon wins that match, then it's very certain that Lebanon will also qualify for the next division. So yeah, that's definitely the match to watch. I hope
I
everyone's excited about that.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, definitely will be the match to follow. And I think that game should be started already. So yes, let's just try to find them, and here we are.
Right, and let's find the games.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of games, guys. Sometimes we need a moment to find the games. So yeah, let's take a look. Also, interesting fact, everybody.
Okay,
The
Roland.
number, yeah.
Important to mute.
Oh, of course.
If not,
Technical.
I mean, one
Yeah.
Roland is amazing. Two Rolands might be too much.
Yeah, exactly. I
No
forgot to.
worries, no worries. We are here.
All right. Yeah. What I wanted to say was that we've got also still an interesting match for this group as well. Not in this round, but at a later round, because the number 1 and 2, Nigeria and Mauritania, have not played against each other yet. So that would be yeah, an exciting match to watch as well. It will be one in the upcoming rounds. So yeah, something to look forward there.
Yes,
And
so
it seems we are still waiting for the match just to start. But yeah, this is a nice position to yeah, nice mate with the two queens on the board at least.
yes, but here we have
Um,
the games already, so you don't have to commentate too much over that over that position, because here we are and we are with the first board, I guess, of the match. Tokelo class with the white pieces against from Lesotho against Mr. Fadi Hate from Lebanon. What about here this position? Roland will give us shortly an update about the official
hmm.
rating, because I guess that 1500 might be not so accurate.
No, certainly not. The ratings next to the players' names are actually the Chess.com ratings, and their official ratings. I will tell you that. So keep your ears open and listen carefully, because the player from Lebanon, uh, Fadi 8, has a rating of 2337, while the opponent Tokelo Class has a rating of 1857. So that is, let me count, quick math. Uh, 480 rating points difference in advantage for the Lebanon player with the black pieces. Yep.
Yes, and what about this position? It seems quite symmetrical, at least the pawn structure. Uh,
Yeah.
the black bishop is in g7, so black has a fianchetto. But yeah, it seems quite symmetrical to me.
Yeah, I like white a little bit better because the bishop on g7 is, yeah, looking at its own pawn on e5, while the white bishop on c1 can still be placed on e3 at some point. And yeah, for example, a knight d5 move would be interesting. Maybe a move like bishop c4 to try and get the white colored bishops off the board, which would be advan advantageous for white a little bit, I would say. B3 on the board, though. What do you think about that move, Alessio?
Well, b3 probably wants to give a new life of the bishop on this diagonal. Yesterday we had an incredible mate with bishop a3,
Yeah.
and so I guess something like b3 a4 can be an idea. Trying
Hmm.
to, yeah, trying to develop the bishop on the diagonal a3 f8. Looks good,
Hmm.
safe.
Yeah, looks like an interesting move. I'm considering white needs to play a4 though to get the bishop on a3, and then the b3 pawn could maybe become a target at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what white wants is to put the bishop on a3, and I don't know, it's an interesting setup. Yeah, the knight is very safe on e3 then, where it's not blocking any minor piece. So okay, a5 played. I'm expecting a4.
I guess so. a4 is very logical, preventing a4 for black and also preparing bishop to a3.
Exactly. I'm wondering how black can counter that in a good way. I mean, knight c5 after a4 is not to aim at the b3 pawn is easily parried by bishop c4 or bishop a3. Still, I think that's still okay, so the knight will be pinned then. So I'm actually wondering if black should just play a move like bishop f8 at some point to trade off that dark squared bishop, because the bishop on g7 is now looking at its own pawn on e5. So just bishop f8 and yeah, just yeah, exchange those bishops. I think black should be more or less okay. It's a fairly equal position, yeah.
Yes, so let's move to board two. Like this. Let's see if there is more fire there. And here we are. Should be the second board where white is the FIDE master, Faisal Kairala against
Uh-huh.
Sechaba Kalema from Lesotho.
Yep. So yeah, Faisal Karala, I've played against him when I was in Lebanon playing an open tournament there. Yeah, very strong FIDE master. He gave me a hard time in our game. Yeah, I managed to win though, so but I was very happy about that. But it was a big fight, he was playing with the black pieces. So yeah, I've got huge respect for his playing strength. Let's see. So he's got a rating of 2262. The player with the white pieces, and 1827, the player with the black pieces, from Lesotho. So huge difference, almost exactly 400 rating points in favor of the Lebanese player.
Yeah, and also the position actually is in huge favor of white. White is in exchange up and also a pawn up, and as a great control of the center right now. Also, the knight on c5 is amazingly placed, coordinating with the bishop on g2, attacking the b7 point. I would say that the only part missing in this position is the rook on f1 that needs to join the game, and then yeah, white is doing very good.
Yeah, cannot agree more. This is looking more or less over already. Both players playing very fast though. And yeah, so a time scramble is also not really an option, for not really going to happen for black. So yeah, this is looking extremely good. I'm wondering what the exact plan is for white here, how to continue. Queen c3 looks good. Trying to take the pawn on a5. Maybe play bishop, maybe play knight d3 and queen c7 to try and trade the queens off. Quade the trees off. That's not normal English. Trade the queens off. So yeah, white's just looking very, very good. I think the black might make it very difficult to maybe try to hold on at some point. But I like knight b3 as well, with the idea to attack a5 and then push the queen to c7. Exchanging queens would be a good idea. So. Oh boy, Max just shared my game against Faisal Karale in Beirut 2017. Yeah, thank you for that, Max. Check it out, guys. Was a very interesting game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. What a mod! What a mod! Wow. All right. So Queen c7 on the board. Yeah, this I think it's good to go to the next game. It's clear who's doing well here.
I definitely agree. And here we are with the first women board. And yes, you will give us an update about the rating.
Yep, of course. Elena Nekrasova from Lebanon has a rating of 1920. She's a woman FIDE master, and she's playing women candidate master Lebola Maboloko, and she has a rating of 1296 with the white pieces. So
huge difference.
How much is that? 34, 30, 42, 24. That's 724, 624 rating difference.
It's really a lot. And apart the difference, but actually, yeah. I mean, I prefer much more white here.
Yeah, me too. Much more space. The bishop on b7 is looking not too hot at the moment. Nice knight on e5. Pawn on b6 could be a potential target. So yeah, but the rook on h4 looks a bit weird, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, you can never put a queen on h6, for example, because there's a bishop on f8. Well, yeah, okay, I guess white is positionally a bit better. There's nothing concrete yet, but it's just, slightly better for white. Maybe potential idea could be b5 at some point to try and break through. And otherwise, to play something like knight c4, knight d6 could also be an idea, to put a good knight on d6 like that. And yeah, looking good for white. I would also pick white. So that would be that that the rating difference does not matter.
Yeah.
Wait, bishop e4.
I'm thinking, what about f4, f5, f4 here? Because the rook on h4 might be weird.
I'm trying to figure out as well. f5, okay, the bishop could always take on d5, but you don't want to trade that good bishop. So I guess the bishop has to go back. So we could maybe put that on the board. What is f5, bishop g2? Is there a way to trap the rook on h4? Maybe with g5 at some point, for example.
Yes, so maybe g5 immediately.
Yeah, and then rook h5, only move.
Maybe knight f6. I know it's check here.
Yeah,
Because if
it's
not,
very
knight take
hard.
here would be very strong, no?
Yeah, I don't think we can trap the rook, unfortunately. But maybe just a move like knight f6. No, that loses pawn on
I
c6.
believe we can do that. I believe
Ah,
g4 and then f5 and then g4 and we will trap it somehow.
but if you play g5, then h7 will fall.
Oops.
So we cannot play g5 just yet. Actually, I'm thinking, what about just taking the pawn on b4? Is that so weird? Knight takes, just knight d5, next move. I don't know, pawn is a pawn, you know?
No, this is definitely true. That's true.
Huh. Yeah, there's a suggestion in the chat which says rook takes h7 at some point. Yeah,
I guess after g5.
yeah, of course, that it was clear from the start. But I mean, at some point, rook takes h7 is really an interesting idea. Like after a takes b4, for example. Sacrifices on the king side are very interesting. What about rook takes h7? King takes h7, bishop takes g6. Looks very interesting, yeah.
So this is like one rook and two pieces for the queen, but yeah, maybe white is fast enough to bring even a rook on the king side.
For example, they're always drawing ideas with queen h5 and check. But yeah, it's still very complicated. I mean, white is better, I guess, but it's still not so clear. The knight on d5 is such a beast over there. And rook e7 to try and stop any mating ideas there. So I'm not too sure how this is looking. Yeah, maybe this is simply okay for black after rook e7. Yeah, but well, interesting idea, rook takes h7. But yeah, I think it's not clear at all. And black, what happened in the game?
A take b4, a take b4. I don't know why b5.
Yeah, b5.
Because yeah, might be that black thought, okay, b6 is also hanging, but actually after knight b4 you attack the queen and then you have time to come back to d5. So, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Now
that's the current position.
the bishop on b7 is such a beautiful piece at the moment. It's covering all the squares in the position, more or less, all the important squares. The pawn on c6, the square on c8, the square on a8, the square on a6. Yeah, this is what we call glorified pawn, everybody. The
Yeah.
bishop is only purpose is to protect the pawn on c6 at the moment.
Yeah,
So,
actually, yeah. Roland is joking. At the moment, this bishop is terrible. Is not having at all. And I like the move rook h3 because it's forcing white to give up the bishop for the knight on d5. And
it's
now,
still okay. It's still okay. White is not losing any material, but the more I look at it, the rook on h4 does not make a lot of sense here. The rook would rather be on e1 or something to participate in on the e file, but on h4, it really does not do that much.
yeah, now bishop g7. Maybe even taking here. Okay, now not. Would be nice to to be able to bring the bishop to f5 without losing c6.
Oh, maybe queen c7.
Maybe queen c7, yeah.
Queen e8. Queen e8 also possible.
Queen e8 looks even better because the queen on c7 looks a bit weird, no? Not doing that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, exactly. Queen e8 has more potential because, or actually, maybe first f6. Yeah, knight
Yeah.
has to go and then bishop c8. Yeah. Well, I'm wondering why I missed that. But knight takes g6 is not an option here, right?
Well, I guess that after h take and bishop g7, there's not that much anymore.
Yeah, maybe even queen g7.
Maybe
And
even queen g7, yeah.
Yeah, bishop g7 maybe is a bit more safe, yeah.
Yeah, as after queen g7, queen f5 might be.
Yeah, exactly. And then there are still some ideas. So bishop g7, nice move. No further attacking possibilities, it seems.
Yes.
No. Yeah, because white could play bishop d2 at some point, but then queens are getting traded, I believe. But it should be okay for black. Yeah, black is in the driving seat now. White misplayed that a bit, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
I
All right.
agree. So let's go now to the next board, that is the second women board, because yeah, their black seem to be very
Oh,
good. So let's have a look at this board where the women FM Maya from Lebanon is facing Naleni McPherson from Lesotho. And what about
yeah.
this position?
Well, white is at least going to be a piece up because the c7 pawn is aimed at the d8 rook and the f3 bishop is under attack. So this is simply a full piece up, and also a takes b6 is coming. So this should be more or less over. So that will be another victory for the Lebanon player,
Yeah,
as far as I can see. Yeah, not much to say about this. The pawn of c7 even made it out alive. So yeah, yeah, it's just more or less over. Also, big rating difference, by the way, of about 573 rating points in favor of the Lebanese player. And actually, I think I've mentioned this a few times. Lebanon has at least on rating, the highest rated women boards in this section, with Elena Nekrasova and Maya Jalul, both at around 1900 rating.
all right. But the position doesn't seem more or less.
Yeah, I say let's move on to another one.
Yes, I agree. And here we are, should be the junior board. And okay, this position looks like black is bringing a lot of pawns towards the king side. But I count
Mm,
two rooks for white and one rook for black.
yeah,
So,
I'm also looking like how can black ever break through here? What
yeah,
is
that's true. There is not a
black's
real like
idea?
breakthrough in this position. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it could be something slowly to maybe to push. Yeah, f3 could be something slowly. Uh,
Mm.
when
F3, E takes F3, I suppose. G takes F3, bishop goes.
yeah,
Oh, that
where?
rhymed. Wow, that rhymed. Bishop F1, I guess. Knight H3, perhaps. Or bishop H3.
Yeah, I mean if
But
there will be another rook on e8.
then black would be a piece up, and black would be winning, yeah.
Well, not yet a piece up because there is a knight on h and on e.
Ah, wait, why there's a full rook up?
Yeah.
I thought it was just an exchange, but oh, that makes things so much different. I wanted actually to stress the knight on h4 because the knight on h4 is protecting the g2 square. So even if the queen gets a nice white square domination on the king side, then there's no mate yet on g2. So yeah, it's a great defensive piece. For example, after bishop h3, there are no threats. White can just play knight c7, I believe.
Yeah, and after bishop take f1,
King takes or rook takes, it doesn't really matter. Both.
queen g4,
Queen takes d6, maybe even.
and is not enough, no?
No, king g1 even.
Ah, yes, yeah. Okay, king g1 might be risky, no? Because still bishop f6.
Yeah, but then the knight has to go. And oh, bishop f6, queen takes f8, by the way.
Huh.
So there's no easy way to chase away the knight on h4.
A beast.
Great defensive piece, yeah.
A beast, yes. Okay, after g3 is on the board, but here, yeah, white is doing great. Just there is no attack, and okay, it's a rook up, so should be a GG actually.
Yeah, full rook up, that's way too much, even in king's Indian positions like this. Yeah, all right. So let's move on to the next one. Let's see if we can find an interesting game. So okay, yeah, this one looks okay.
Black is a pawn up also here.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so black's clearly better then.
And because also the point is that there is missing a pawn on the c file, it means also that
Yeah.
d4 is weak. So white is a pawn, black is a pawn up and there's a target. That is the d4 pawn. So maybe
Yep.
this knight is a bit stupid here.
It's a bit stupid, absolutely. You want to play queen, oh, a5. I guess it works. So knight d7 and the knight's not stupid anymore.
I like it. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
that looks good. Black is simply doing okay. What would be a potential plan after knight d7 and then queen c3, for example? If black plays knight d7 and white plays queen c3, what could be a good plan for white? For black, how could black continue to try and push?
Well, I'm not sure if the playing for c5 can be a good idea. Actually, isn't c5 winning a pawn immediately?
Could be. The pawn on d5 is still hanging after queen c3, but maybe it's a good exchange. Maybe black can have some tactic to win more material after that. We can put it on the board, maybe.
Yes.
c5, interesting move. Knight takes d5, perhaps. Bishop takes d4. Queen goes, let's say to, yeah, or b3. b3 looks okay. Guess not somehow.
Maybe because of
Oh,
bishop e6.
yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah. Oh, the engines are ruining my fun. Okay,
No,
then
come
let's
on.
go. Let's go to somewhere else. Let's go to g3 or something.
Yeah, g3.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, it's not really a threat here.
All right.
Then, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to change just the pawn on d5 for the pawn on d4, but I want to win the pawn on d4 because my pawn on d5 is doing perfectly good. So I think we can find something better than this. Should not be that bad, but
Maybe queen b6 and queen b4, something like that.
Trying to change queens.
Yeah, or knight f6, knight e4 if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a move like rook e8 is also perfectly okay.
Rook e8, yeah. But how to go on?
Yeah, just develop queen c7, c4, c5. I would like the knight to be somewhere more active, so maybe knight f6 at some point. Oh, I have a crazy idea. I think you like it. Maybe knight b8, knight a6, knight b4.
Oh, wow. Knight b8, knight a6, knight b4. Because you would say that the knight is doing great on b4 as would threat oh, yeah, I like.
It's a bit slow. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it's a good idea, but it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks, creative. But I'm not even sure. I mean, what would be here the ideal square for that knight?
b4. Well, in this current position, definitely e4.
Yeah.
But after knight f6, white can play f3. So then knight e4 isn't possible anymore. Yeah, maybe knight f6 is a very good move. Yeah, just threatening knight e4, provoking f3, and then rerouting the knight perhaps to a better square at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. I like it because to provoke f3 is always good, you know. Also for a future c5, you might take their, yeah. For example, yeah, I like. It really could be very good for a future c5 move.
Yeah, I see where you're going there.
By the way, the queen didn't even go to c3, but went to a3. Queen b6, rook ac1. Oh, oops.
What?
Oops. I mean, I don't know why black didn't take immediately here.
Yeah, I'm also wondering, like, well, queen b6 doesn't throw anything overboard yet, but
yeah, just attack it one more time.
Okay, I guess black. Okay, grabbing, just what a pawn grabber black is.
I like it.
Hold your horses, man. It's never good to eat too much, you know. It's like not healthy. No, in this case, of course, black grabbing pawns is big. 3 pawns up already, I think.
Yes, 3 amazing pawns up. So yeah, black is doing great. Now it's changing even pieces, and might be 95. Another 95. Oh no 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 no
Oh,
not
well,
that.
be careful, be careful. No Botez gambits here, please. Yeah. Bishop
Yeah.
g5, queen f5. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. It looked like an interesting position, so queen f5. And black's doing great. So this is a good position for
Lesotho.
Lesotho.
Yes, and also
Okay.
actually
So,
here we have a great position for Lesotho. This is the junior male board where white is just a rook up.
we're back to this game. Okay, just one thing to worry about. Don't do queen g2 mate. Don't allow it. Don't allow it.
Yeah, let's say that queen somewhere, queen h4 would not be a great move.
Yeah, that's the understatement of the year. Yeah. Let's see.
No,
I
I think
guess
should be safe here.
yeah, the queen cannot be moved. Knight
Yeah,
b6, knight d5.
yeah.
There's no way that, right? I mean, black could play bishop f5 because the rook on b1 is attacked, but you can
rook
play
take
knight,
f5,
then queen takes
and
b1.
then
Yeah, so you need to play knight e7 first after bishop f5. Yeah, and yeah, because, okay, the trick is, let's say you play knight b6, then bishop f5. If you play rook takes f5, then queen takes b1 wins the rook. So that could be very much disastrous, actually. So, but you have knight e7 still.
But no, why do I have knight e7? I cannot take with the queen.
Oh. Okay, but you can... that's true. It doesn't work. So what do you do here then?
So just queen somewhere.
Oh, just move the queen, just queen d5 or queen... Whoa, queen f3, then bishop takes g6.
Yeah.
So, what do we do after bishop f5?
Okay, 1 second. It's raining so much outside.
Sure, no problem. Cannot control the weather. Should still be good for queen h1. I was a nice suggestion from lightning speed there. It looks way too fancy. Nice queen on h1. Even if you lose one rook, it's still not a problem. White is a full...
yeah, I didn't want to turn it into an ASMR stream. So yeah, let's stick with chess.
Okay, yeah, so bishop f5 is an idea. Oh, black won?
Oh, no.
Disconnection?
No, checkmate, it was written, no?
No, what happened? e4? Oh, and it cannot be stopped. Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god, he was a full rook down. A full rook down, and then... Oh my...
I can't believe that.
So never resign, everybody. Always play for tricks. Oh my god, really? Where did he exactly go wrong? Let's check this game. So yeah, I would have played here and what happened? Yeah, okay, rook takes f7.
Yeah, the knight should go back to h4 as soon as possible. So here, like rook, yeah, but it looks bad actually.
It's not so easy anymore. You do have a knight e7 in between, check. King goes, rook f1. Yeah, this looks winning. King takes, queen takes e7, rook takes f7.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, this look winning now. But yeah, this knight e7 in between is so important. But if not, you should never play rook take f7, no?
No, rook takes f7. Yeah, no, it's never necessary, no.
So you played just knight b6 here.
Yeah, and then maybe bishop f5 was annoying, but I don't think it would be that much though. Even if you lose the knight on g6, you still have a lot more material there, so yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's too bad. So, but actually also a problem there was the time control. White had a lot less time than his opponent from Lebanon, so yeah. Yeah. All right. So good result for Lebanon.
Wow, yeah, they are definitely back, and we have other results. So, Roland, here, Lebanon, here, white won, and another results for Lebanon. And here, this time black won, so another point for Lebanon. And in second board we have a draw, so actually is already done, because it means that Lebanon won at this 3.5.
I don't know how to show half points on my fingers. But okay,
Yeah.
it's clear. It's 3.5 for Lebanon. So Lebanon, yeah, clinching the victory here and moving very well on to the standings. Yeah.
Yes, let's go to the first board. Here we are. Is this? Yeah, it's an end game with bishop of the same color and 3 pawn per 5 pawn each player, so should be pretty equal.
Should be a drawish. Should be a draw. E4, okay, looks okay. Well, the big problem is the pawn on h5. Otherwise, the bishop could move somewhere, but the black bishop on f7, I mean. Because now that bishop is totally tied. Well, okay, here f4 could maybe pose some problems for white.
Yeah, because that pawn should be a bit more. The king should go on the other side.
Yeah. How would you continue here? Would you play e3 or would you
I think e3.
f3?
I
Is
like
it?
e3 because
Yeah.
but okay, not really, because I think g take h4 check, g take f4 check, king take, f take e3 check, king take.
And then just march on to the h4 pawn.
Yeah, that's true. It's good.
It's looking very, very good for black actually. The h4 pawn is almost sure to fall. Bishop b7, I guess c5. Yeah.
Yeah.
King f4, king g3. There's nothing white can do from black to stop black from winning the h4 pawn.
Yeah, definitely king b going to that side, to the queen side with the white king was not a great idea, because it gave white just free play on the king side.
Yeah, bishop c4 played. Could still be okay. Bishop c6, yeah, maybe bishop e8 at some point. But yeah, I mean, the h4 pawn once again is still going to fall, so yeah, king g3, king g4. Yeah, looks close to winning, at least for black, I would say.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So this king f2, yeah, you should not. I don't know if it's a good idea to be passive with white. If you want to make a draw, then I think it's better to try something active, to try and get the king maybe to the a5 pawn somehow. It's a long road, I know, but still, this makes it quite easy for black to win, I believe.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so which board are we?
This is the first one, and okay, Lebanon is already 3.5, so with this one might go to 4.5. So yeah. Sadly for Lesotho, it is completely over, and this might mean that also the pool C is getting always more and more clear.
Is determined. Yeah, we still have 2 rounds to go, so there is still a chance for Lesotho or maybe Ethiopia. No, only Lesotho to maybe with 2 big results and 2 losses from Lebanon in the last 2 matches. Then Lesotho still has a chance to move through the next round, but Lebanon looking strong. So yeah, small chance for Lesotho after this match to qualify still for the next division.
Yeah, let's have a look at next round. Okay, Lebanon is playing against Nigeria round 8, and round 9 Lebanon, but Lebanon is playing against Eswatini, that is currently in not a great at the last spot.
Eswatini, well, Lesotho against Ethiopia. All right, and here we have the standings, and Yeah, not yet updated, but we'll give them to you shortly, of course. This is once again winning. Just c4, c3, c2, c1. Dead lost. Indeed, Mr. Max. Indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah, so actually there was a question in the chat. Can someone explain the division system? Are the divisions sorted by their members' strength? Yeah, maybe we could show once again a quick reminder of the format of this whole Olympiad system, so that new viewers who haven't been watching earlier this weekend or earlier this morning could have an idea of what's going on. So yeah, the question is answered by the second bar. I think teams are split up into 5 divisions according to their strength, and are further divided into pools within those divisions based on time zone and strength. What you don't see there is that also the results of the previous Olympiad are taken into account for the division system here. So, for example, we had Lebanon in the base division uh, first, and then they promoted to Division 4, as you can see them here in Pool C. But as you can see, they also have a very, very strong team and are going to qualify for Division 3 as it looks right now.
Yes, very good. And so I guess that we should show the results of this round, and yeah, and go on with the standings and be ready for the next round, the round number 8. So do we have all the results? Not yet, but the game, but we don't have games anymore, I think. Okay, no, there is a game still going on, and
All
is
right,
this one
let's have a look. What is this
between
position?
Ukraine
Oh,
and Ethiopia. So yeah, it's not a
yeah,
game of the part of this pool,
yeah.
but
Ukraine does not participate here, of course, not yet. They are
no,
in. They're actually
first.
qualified already for the top division, Ukraine. So yeah. No, this was clearly just what was it? The Ethiopian player uh, just playing a random game on the internet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're waiting for the results. We're waiting for the standings so that we can give you an update on that. What is exactly going on in Pool C? Did Lebanon already qualify by beating Lesotho, or does Lesotho maybe still have a small chance to qualify for the next division?
I
Yeah.
guess if there is a chance, it's very small. But here, yeah, we have all the results updating. As we can see, Lebanon against Lesotho end up in a 3.5, 4.5 for Lebanon, and 1.5 for Lesotho. Nigeria won one more time against Sudan. Oman won against Eswatini, and Mauritania against Malawi. And we don't know exactly what about Ethiopia Cameroon, because it's at a score of 3-2.
All right. All right. So we will have to wait for that update. Actually, I can check if it is already been updated. No, still the first round, the first board game between the two countries is still unknown to me. But yeah, of course, we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, sure. And
Shortly.
here we have the standings. As you can see, Nigeria, Mauritania, and Lebanon are doing great. Mauritania and Nigeria are already qualified. Lebanon is the only one that is not sure. Gotta win the next match in order to qualify, or at least one match in order to qualify. And Lesotho, yeah, Lesotho has to win 2 games and also pray that Lebanon loses too.
Yes, and with big numbers as well. I'm also curious to see against who they still have to play. It seems that
Yes.
Lebanon still has to play Nigeria, which is, of course, a big, big match, the number one against the number three. And Lesotho still has to play against Mauritania, the number two. So those are actually 2 matches I'm pretty much looking forward to. Still small chance for Lesotho. So yeah, I'm curious to see if they can clinch that somehow, or if Lebanon is just going to cruise to the next division by winning or drawing against Nigeria, it could very well be the next match. But of course, we'll keep you updated on that. And let's see. I think all the games are through as well. And I think in that case, it would be a good idea to go for a small break. And then we'll be back in a few minutes, of course, with further progress of Pool C. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Just stretch your legs a little or something. And we'll be back in a few minutes.
Yes. Hello everyone, we are back. I'm Wimena Family Santiago and I'm here with Grandmaster Roland Preussers in order to comment the FIDE Online Olympiad 2020. Where are we? Where are we?
Yeah, we are now, of course, in the Division 4, and we are currently looking at Pool C. Earlier today, we've already seen the results from Pool B and Pool A. We could give a reminder of that maybe real quick so that people know what happened in those previous pools. So
Yes.
a small standings show here. Here you go. So the three winners of the Pool A and Pool B are Hong Kong, Thailand, and Chinese Taipei. And from Pool B, Syria, Malta, and Mozambique. They already qualified. And in Pool C, it's looking very, very hot for Nigeria, Mauritania, and Lebanon. They've got a very, very good chance to qualify for the next division. Yeah. Okay. What do we have in store for now, Alessia?
Yes, now it's going on the Pool C, the round 8 of the Pool C. And yeah, let's show everyone which team are already seated in Division 3 and waiting to face the 15 teams that will advance from Division 4. So here we have some cards and we have the cards of Division 3. Yes,
All
and
right.
these are all the teams. 35 teams. I guess we see already some European, Ireland, Denmark, Portugal, also Mexico is there. Uruguay is there. Uruguay is doing very well in football. Yeah, many.
Belgium also doing very well in football.
Yeah.
Which other country is doing very well in football? Chile, Portugal, of course.
Well,
A
France,
very good.
Italy,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. But
Brazil.
those we'll see, of course, in the next divisions. In this divisions, it's very, very interesting countries to follow, especially Belgium. For me personally, it's the neighbor country of my own. I'm from the Netherlands, everybody, and Belgium are my neighbors. It's where I play chess very often, actually. I would like to see them do well. But okay, we are not there yet. And Division 2, of course, there is the Netherlands. Woohoo! Let's
Yes.
see how they can how they perform. Yeah.
Yes, so we are ready for for the eighth round of Pool C. Might be the decisive round. Might be that is the last round that we are going to follow because might be enough to us to understand if will be Lesotho or Lebanon to qualify. Already a huge clap to Nigeria and Mauritania that will join for sure the next division, and now is the turn to Lebanon to prove to take that spot for next division. So
Yep.
here we have the next round pairings, and as we can see, Lebanon will face Nigeria, that is the current leader of the pool.
Yeah.
Instead, Mauritania will face Lesotho. They are number 2 and 4, no?
Yeah, Lesotho needs to win this match in order to still have a chance to qualify for the next division. If they don't win, if a draw or a loss, then they are out of contention and they will not play the next division. They are out of the race. So we have a big choice to make. Should we follow the number 1 and number 3, or should we follow the numbers 2 and number 4? What do you think is most interesting, Alessia?
Well, hard choice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Nigeria, Lebanon.
All right. I like
And
that. I like that. I always like to see the Lebanese players because, yep, I know a few players of those. So, yep,
yeah,
sounds like a
exactly.
good choice.
Yes, but also because Lebanon has to win, no, in order to qualify. So might be for them the moment of glory. So we want to be there.
I like that. Indeed. We're going to see if Lebanon will catch the moment of glory in this match. So, okay, let's see if we can find some of their games. And
Yes,
are we already looking at one of those? I don't think so.
yes,
Not
but
yet.
is another match is Oman, um, is Oman against Cameroon.
Yeah, also interesting, of course, but we are looking for one specific match, Lebanon, Nigeria. Where is it? Where is it?
Here. Here we have, you see, the
Nice.
famous Marron Tomb against, okay, actually, Olufafemi from Nigeria against the famous Marron Tomb from Lebanon. Which word is that?
All right, let me give an update. This is board 2, and once again, the ratings you see are not their official ratings. Those are the ratings of Chess.com. So yeah, actually, Maroon Tom has a very high Chess.com rating. I did not expect that. His official rating is actually 2177. The player from Lebanon with the black pieces, and his opponent from Nigeria, the player with the white pieces, has a 2200 rating. So they are more or less evenly matched on rating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And what about the position? Okay, we just started it. This was a pairs with d6, but then it
Mhm.
and ended up to be something like a Philidor because black
Yep.
played immediately e5. And white chose to enter in this line where the queens are going to be changed. Actually, I have to be honest, I played this line many times, but I like it with black.
Yeah, I think white should be slightly better, but I think actually that most of the advantage, potential advantage, is combined with the move f4 at some point, and not with the move knight f3. I think after knight f3 isn't the right way to deal with that. Simply bishop d6, and then knight bd7, b5, bishop b7.
Well, the
That would
only
be kind of
point is
set.
f7, no? Is it everything under control there?
Just rook f8, it seems, and then no problems there,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I can see. Yeah, so I did not like the move knight f3. I think when I was playing, when I was following a Dutch championship, this black line was one of the weapons of the Dutch champion at that point, Jorde van Foreest. He managed to beat a lot of players with that, and one of the lines, which was very annoying, was a quick f4 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that could potentially be a lot of trouble for black. For example, if you play bishop d6, then knight f3, and putting some more pressure on the black position. Yeah, it's knight f3, maybe knight bd7, I think, and then something like long castle at some point, maybe f5 at some point. I believe that those were that was the interesting way of play for white, and if white doesn't do that, then black's more or less perfectly fine in this exchange variation, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
I guess you're not. So look, knight f4 looks really a bit most challenging for black. Like this, a knight f3 instead seems very calm. Once that black will develop all these pieces and solve the problem of the king, that already is more or less solved, as the king on e7 is perfectly fine, and the rook after developing the bishop and the knight, the rook will be connected, and yeah, and no problem, I would say.
Yeah, if long castle, you do have to be careful for bishop takes f7 ideas. So after long castle, just bishop c7.
Or
Yep.
rook d8.
Rook d8 might also be just okay for black. Yeah, seems like it. And yeah, then just develop normally. Bishop e6 perhaps, or b5 at some point. Bishop b7. Looks white is still has a bit of pressure, but I believe the black is very well able to solve the problems here. Yeah. Okay, we'll see if black can manage.
Short castle is also less challenging because it's not even threatening, so maybe just bishop g4, knight bd7,
Yep.
very
Very
slow.
safe, very harmonious development for black. Yeah, I think black is more or less okay. You do need to play very active with white somehow. All right.
Okay, let's move to another board, a very interesting position. Oh no, it's just the opening here. e4, d6, d4, knight of 6, s3,
C6.
c6.
Yeah, c6. Yeah, usually you play g6 or e5. e5 we've just seen on another board. c6 usually is just a bit better for white. Just a very calm move, c6. Just playing it slowly, just giving the center to white and then try to undermine it somehow with b5 and b4. But okay, this is still an opening stage. Let's move on to a position which already has been more progressed. Ooh, that was a big one. Okay.
Yeah, but I want to find Lebanon, no?
All right.
I guess it's our plan.
Absolutely. All right. Looking for more Lebanon games, everybody. That's why we're clicking through
Here we are.
these games. All right.
Should be the second women board. We have the women FM, Maya, yellow against Peace, Samson, with the white pieces.
Yeah, so rating update there. It's actually more or less even. Both players have around 1850 rating. So yeah, not really a favorite on this board. But okay, then of course, what about the position? What do you
Yeah,
think is
sure.
better and why?
Okay, the position seems quite equal. The material is completely equal. Black has bishop here, and black has also a space advantage. So this is, and I think that these pawn structures give like a lot of perspective. Probably also on the king side. Those two bishops are exactly looking at that side,
Yeah.
and now I'm a bit scared about this move because the knight might be pinned at the queen, and yeah, it looks like black is better. We gotta
But
see how much this is.
yeah, what is my favorite move?
f5.
Yes. Is that a good move here? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, because knight checks
Never
somewhere,
mind.
no?
No, I was trying to be clever there, but it's really not a good move. I thought f5 would be brilliant because knight h2, knight e5 next move, but of course I totally forgot that there's a bishop on a2 looking at the king on g8. So, yep, no f5, my bad. Let's see what else could be a good move. Maybe h5 instead. Yeah, h5 looks interesting. I want to kick the knight away from g4 and then maybe put a queen on g5. Maybe immediately queen g5. Yeah, I mean, I want to make use of the bad knight on g4 somehow.
Yes, I agree. This looks like a good plan. I like the combination of idea connected to h5, queen g4, knight e4, and sometimes even knight e7 might be an idea. Yeah, I really like. Also c5 might be an idea after d take, b take, bishop take, knight e4, attacking queen and bishop might be another idea. So yeah, now the question is which order of moves is.
Yeah, we could maybe put a few moves on the board. What about h5 right now?
Yeah, h5. I
Uh,
think that.
yeah, I was considering if knight f6 would be good, and actually it is. Isn't it? G takes, knight takes. Maybe it's just a draw. I'm not too sure.
Probably the other knight because then the knight can go also to h6.
Okay, so what happens after g takes f6?
Good question. I think
Knight h6. King g7, knight f5 is the idea, I guess. Or maybe first queen takes h5 then.
Yeah, queen takes h5 I like.
And then knight f5 next move. Knight takes f7 is also a threat. Okay, wow, yeah, black needs to be very, very careful there. So h5, probably a bit too much then. Maybe first queen g5 is a good idea.
Yes, black played as king h8, which is also somehow might be that white felt risk on the position. So might be that now h5 is good.
Or knight e7 actually. What do you think
Wait.
about that? Trying to yeah, after h5, probably once again knight f6. So, but what about knight e7 here? Trying to make use of the pin of the d5 knight.
Yeah, I like this move. The only bad factor is that the queen cannot go anymore to g5.
That's true. And if white plays a move like king h1, I guess what are we going to do? I want to start attacking the d5 knight somehow, but maybe just f5. What about f5? I mean, where's the knight gonna go? Probably
Yes,
to
but let me
e5.
explain everyone why you played king h1. The point is that we are threatening to take here twice, and then to do bishop h2 check. So we are threatening to
Exactly.
win a
Yeah.
piece. That's why king h1 is needed.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
now f5.
I thought f5, and then after knight e5, I wanted to somehow grab the knight on the knight on d5. Not exactly sure how though, because if bishop takes e5, then rook takes e5, and then everything is protected, so that does not work. Maybe just bishop b8 now. What about that?
Yeah, seems good because there is no way to protect against this what c4, but I can just take en passant.
Yeah, I think so. The idea of this whole thing is that the knight on d5 is pinned. The white cannot get out of that pin with the queen. The knight needs to be defended, but it seems to be that after d takes d3, indeed, black's going to win a piece. Looks great. Looks absolutely fantastic for black here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so we might see this on the board. I think this is the right strategy. So white's going to go for knight f6. Okay, that makes things a lot more complicated. What could be the idea there?
Well, the
What
idea is to
happened?
take on f6 and then probably rook e4.
Okay, we could maybe show that on the board. So g takes f6, queen takes f6, king g8. Oh, rook takes e7 actually, or knight takes e7.
Mm.
That's the idea. So you cannot take on f6 at the moment, because then you would lose some material. With a losing position, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move back a few moves. But yeah, we do not have to take on f6. There are no threats there. I like knight f6 though. It makes things a lot more complicated for black. Maybe just knight g6.
I agree. Yeah, knight g6 is played, is on the board.
Yeah, and it's a lot harder to attack the d5 knight now. And the white knight on f6 can move to e4, where it does not stand that badly. Yeah, okay, white is putting up a good fight. Yeah, it's not so clear how black is going to win that knight on d5.
Well, where is the knight going back? So if knight e4, bishop d5, where is this knight going?
Nowhere. Yep, nowhere. Yeah, that knight is totally stuck. Yeah, so how to play here then? Maybe it's okay, 94, bishop e5, then probably the knight needs to go, but nah. Yeah, this is once again still looking very, very good for black. White's putting up a good fight, but yeah, let's see if he is going to play your suggestion with bishop e5. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Do you have any other ideas in this position?
No, I like bishop e5. Looks perfectly okay. I guess white needs to play something like knight d2 then. Ah, actually after bishop e5, white has knight takes c5, winning the pawn there.
So maybe knight b8? Bishop b8?
Then, that's tricky. Then still knight takes c7, knight takes c5. Yeah, I'm not too sure where the bishop needs to go.
Yeah.
What about c4? Is that weird? I'm trying
Let's
to make
say,
use of knight e5 again.
yeah, let's say d takes c4.
I guess. What shall we do? Knight e5 first or b takes c4 first? I guess b takes c4 looks good. And then after bishop takes c4, knight e5, queen e2. Oh yeah, that wins. That wins actually. Yeah, bishop b takes c4, bishop takes c4, knight e5. If queen e2 or queen b3, knight takes c4, queen takes c4, bishop takes d5, and you win because of this. Nice. Yeah, stuff like that is in the position. Yeah, I guess we also have, yeah, c4 looks really tempting. Yeah, looks like a pretty good move. Good
Yeah, really
things.
interesting. Maybe another idea might be uh, Rook e8? No, Rook c8 maybe?
Yeah, Rook c8 looks good. Just to play c4 on the next move. Maybe that's actually the right strategy. Just play it slow. The knight on d5 is not going anywhere, so why the need to play this in a hurry? Maybe Rook c8 is simply the easiest way to go there. Okay, but now knight takes e7, and the
Yeah.
problem of the knight is solved. Actually, white might be better. What about queen takes? Okay, queen h5, queen
With
h5.
the idea of knight g5.
Yeah, or knight takes c5. Queen f5 also looks interesting. Yep, no, okay. Yeah, I think black missed a huge chance there. I think black should have played c4, and then black would still be in the race of winning that piece on d5. Yep, yep, missed chance there. Very interesting game though. Very high level between the two women players.
Yeah.
Yep, very interesting. All right, I guess we've been here very long. Let's take a look at another game, perhaps.
Yes. And here we are, where Miss Joy Yefu Onoya is facing Nur Asum with the black pieces. And yeah, that's the current position. It seems also another quite stable position, quite symmetrical. Yeah, I
Mhm.
guess bishop b7. The only problem is that black is a bit in delay of development, so the rook on c1 is already challenging the queen on c8 and c7. But if white solves the problem, it should be perfectly fine, no? If black.
Yeah, I agree. What white usually wants to do is to play knight e4 in positions like this to open up the c file. In this case, which is very annoying for black because then, of course, the queen on c7 is in a potential danger zone because of the rook on c1. Bishop b1, not a bad move either. I think knight e4 would have been very nice though to open up the c file and to open up the two bishops near the pointed towards the king side of black. But okay, bishop b1, not a bad move per se, but I do want that bishop on b2 somehow participating. So I think in one of the next moves, knight e4 should be a very good move to play. But yeah, with bishop b1, I think that white is giving black some time to coordinate the pieces. So for example, rook a c8 and queen b8 looks pretty much okay for black.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what's going to happen. This looks I don't know. White looks a bit better, but not more than that, I would say. Yeah, I like bishop b1. Not a big fan. I would really have wanted to see the move knight e4. Yep. By the way, big rating difference between the two. This is board 6 of the women's youth board under 20. So the black player has a rating of 1400 and the white player has a rating of 1768. So 368 rating point advantage for the player from Nigeria with the white pieces.
Wow, wow, really a huge rating advantage, but the position still seems very stable. I think you Roland explained perfectly the plan. Oh, and I think this is a mistake due to knight take e5, queen take e5, and then the knight can jump whatever it wants, no?
Yeah, probably to e4 then, right? You also have the option to play knight takes b5 here
But
or
queen take
knight
b5?
b5. Yeah. Wow, so many ideas here.
Ah, knight take b5 immediately, yeah.
Yeah, or knight d5 also looks pretty good.
Yeah, knight d5 looks is the maybe the best move, no? Winning a piece.
Well, black does have knight takes f3 still as an in-between check. Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on here. This looks like 95 really does not look good. There are so many ways of white to deal with this. But for example, white could also go wrong. Um, because the bishop on b2 is not attacked. So if you play knight takes e5 here, for example, queen takes e5, then the white knight on c3 cannot move because then the bishop on b2 is attacked. Yeah. So it's a bit more tricky than I thought. I think knight takes b5 immediately is the way to go, or knight d5 immediately. Yeah, but they
This is on the
exchange.
board.
Yeah, so I was a little bit afraid of this because yeah, now you cannot move. Oh,
Ah!
there you go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that's a disaster. That's a disaster. Queen takes b2, winning for black. Yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. Will we get to see queen takes with b2 on the board though? Because usually it's a no-brainer to play that. So maybe black is not seeing it. Could
Might
that be
be.
the case here?
Because, also when we were calculating, we were not thinking immediately that the bishop would tangy. So there are those
Yeah.
kind of position where, yeah, you're just not considering, or maybe black is afraid of queen take b2 and knight c3. You might think that the queen is trapped, but actually the queen has
Nowhere.
enough squares to go out.
Exactly, exactly. No. Wow, but since black is not taking on b2, maybe she doesn't see it. Maybe she doesn't see it.
It would be hilarious. Oh no, I can't believe that.
Okay, these are really funny moments. Oh boy, and suddenly white is winning, isn't it? Yeah, bishop takes f6 is queen c2 check. Is queen c2 with a win? Yeah, let's put that on the board. Bishop takes f6, queen c2, g6, bishop takes f6, wins a piece.
Yeah,
Oh
queen
my
c2 here
god.
is very good.
Yeah, and yeah, it's over.
Also queen d3.
Or queen d3 indeed. Yeah. And if you take with the g pawn back on f6, then I guess queen g4 and then queen h5 with an unprotected mate.
If you take, sorry?
If you take instead with the bishop on f6, but with the pawn, then queen g4 check and then queen h5 with unprotected mate on h7.
Because f5 is not possible due to the bishop on e2 on b2, the hero of the day that was not even captured from the queen when the queen could grab it for free. Yeah, what a piece. And that's the current position.
That was so funny. Queen takes b2, just a free bishop, but it took so long for her to move that to take that bishop. But
actually pity because white missed the win again, because now white played immediately queen h5.
Yeah.
That is good, but queen g4 is precise because after queen g4, knight h8, queen h5, f5 is not possible. Instead, now in the current position, f5 is the only way, and is played on board.
Yeah, and now it's still a game. White's of course still in the driver's seat, but queen h6 probably is met by f6, and yeah, there I don't see any way to continue. Yeah, I don't see a mate just yet. Of course, white is doing absolutely brilliant here, but no direct
she
mate.
missed a winning chance.
Yeah, and black too, of course.
And black too. Yeah, they're doing
Oh,
favor to each other, and yeah. But okay, let's see. There are some results probably. So
all right.
here we have a result. This should be the junior board where White won on time. Yes,
Well, on
because
time?
Nigeria. Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, that hurts even more, of course. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Probably a disconnection there. It sometimes happens, of course. If you're sitting in a place where you don't have a good internet connection, then you could lose a game like that. And yeah, that is just really unfortunate. Yeah. Position is pretty much okay for black, by the way. Yeah, so that makes it even more unfortunate.
Yeah, that's true. This position. Okay, White is doing good as well. I mean, there are some threat on the king side. Maybe king f3, king g3 or h3. F5 could be an idea. It's hard, but could be an idea. Rook c1, maybe c3, bishop c2. So yeah, white is not doing bad. Was more or less, how would you call it?
Just a game. Oh, dynamically balanced. I know now. I think that was where
Exactly.
you were going for. Yeah. Yeah, Rook C1 there. Then from the black side, the pawn on A5 could be a target. So if the rook on A1 moves, then the pawn on A5 might fall. Knight C5, knight E4 to keep everything under control is a very common idea here. Yeah, this position is just about equal, dynamically balanced. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's move to another board. Okay, we just missed this board. Queen h6, f6, and rook c2.
Rook
So
C2. Oh, just to double the rooks, I suppose.
I guess so. I guess so.
Oh, but bishop E4. I don't know. Kind of a baffling move, Rook C2. In the way of the bishop on B1. Queen D6, not a bad move either. Let's get the rook on A8 in there somehow. Play rook A C8 or rook A D8. Actually, this was such a funny game. So now actually they're both still in the game. It's not over yet by a long shot. It's just a game again. These two players are making it very exciting for us. Yeah.
Yes, yes, definitely. So we
What do you
gotta
think?
see.
Rook D8 or rook C8?
Bishop e5. If bishop e4.
Oh yeah, that's actually more, that's better, yeah. Then the rook probably needs to go to C3 or E2, both very uncomfortable square for the rook on C2. Yeah, yeah, look, black is back in the game. Black is back in the game.
And that's hilarious.
Oh, oh.
Okay, let's move to another board. Let's see if there is something going on here. Okay, this is an end game. Should be the first women board or the second women board. And
Mhm.
here we have this can game where black has two connected passed pawn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
is this winning? Is black in time to push those two pawns towards the back of the rank, towards the back one rank from white? So b3 indeed,
yeah, b3,
d4,
a4, then check.
d5, king h2. Yeah, okay,
Okay,
now
4
it's
now is
clear.
clear that it's on time, no? Because white is trying to bring the king, but should be too slow, I think.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
check.
just
Rook
keep
d1.
moving. Yeah, this is like a caterpillar moving slowly on the board, just moving one piece of the body at a time. For some reason, this reminds me of a caterpillar, you know, the bug that turns into a butterfly at some point. They're all moving very slowly like this, like the two pawns on B2 and A4. Yeah,
And
rook
now rook
B3.
b3.
Nice finish. Yeah.
Ciao.
Yeah. All right. So very slow. Two pawns move very slowly, like a caterpillar. But in this case, black is for sure on time because the D pawn is nowhere near the back rank of black. So, yeah, that means another victory for Lebanon. Lebanon moving closer to sure qualification. Yeah. Do we still have other games that we did not check yet?
Yes, we do have. And let's go back to one of the
Well, that's
first
amazing.
games.
Okay, that is
This time
amazing.
are not they are not connected. That's why it's a bit harder to find them. Okay,
Yeah.
but this here we have another game of the match. Is
Oh,
actually the first board, and
beautiful.
what is doing a king on g5?
Oh, what game was that? There is this famous King March from, I think it was
Last.
Nigel Short versus Jan Timman, where
Ah,
King eventually went to h6. I think everybody would know this famous game of Nigel Short. Yeah, so, and is White winning? Nigel Short versus Timman. Yes, thank you, Max. Exactly. So, Queen takes g6, next move. How is black going to defend that? A rook takes f7, by the way. looks winning, looks completely winning. So queen e8, I think, is the only move. But then rook e7, then simply rook e7, and then you win the f7 pawn. Yeah, this is looking over.
I want king g8.
Ah, yeah, king h6. Well, that would be gorgeous. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Well, if I wish we could have the white player on the show and ask Aid if he knows this. Well, actually, he's an international master, and I'm sure that he knows this famous game between Timon and Short. Short was with the white pieces, by the way. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're waiting for black to make a move. I'm sure that, well, it's a very nice position to maybe explain a little deeper. For example, bishop takes f4 is simply met by g takes f4. No checks in the position. Rook takes f7, next move. If black plays queen e8, it's simply met by rook e7 or queen takes g6 first.
I like queen takes g6.
Let's grab another pawn, why not? And king h8, only move. Then queen f6, I suppose, or take another pawn first. King h7. Yeah, that's the beauty. That's the nice move. Yeah, but look at the queen and the rook on f8. It's just they are not participating at all. It's simply winning for white, however you look at it.
No, that's amazing. That's really cool. Yeah, if king g8 instead, the chat is asking if king g8 at any moment, mostly the square h6 is free for the king. So just go with king h6.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Shall we take a look how this occurred actually on the board? I want to see if it was a purposely executed idea there, or if it was forced to that square with the king. Okay, yeah, king h3, queen takes b3. Queen f6, knight f4.
Oh, the king is going.
It was purposely done. Wow, that's beautiful. King h4, king g5, king h6. It was totally on purpose here.
Amazing.
Nice, nice. Wow, I did not dream of getting to see such an idea on one of the on a tournament board actually. That's really nice. Yeah.
Wow.
In honor, of course, of Mr. Nigel Short, who famously executed that idea for the first time.
Amazing. And
Yep.
this is actually
Nice.
one of the last game of this match.
All right.
But we have a lot of other games that are reaching the time travel, so the synod, which means, yeah, a lot of cows on board.
Well, this is definitely one of the highlights of my weekend.
Oh, yeah.
King.
Okay.
Oh, nice, nice. Rook e7.
Rook e7.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, what a nice finish. All right. I guess it's time to move on to another game because the result is clear here. Very nice game by the Lebanese player. All right.
I guess
Let's
the
see.
match is over. Oh no, we have. Oh no, this is, yeah.
Oh, there was a mating one.
Here we have another
Okay.
game of the match. Wow, and this is also an interesting endgame. It's knight and pawns endgame. Yeah, with the same number of pawn. What do you think, Roland?
Yeah, difficult to say. I think white is maybe slightly better, but there are no breakthroughs. If the king goes to b4, the black king is simply going to go to b7. No, it's a draw. It's a draw. Both players cannot advance anyhow.
Yes, and to try b3 would be just a try because black will take on b3 immediately.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Knight f2 is interesting, putting the knight on g4, but still no breakthrough, nowhere. I don't see even any sacrifices for white. Ah, maybe that's an idea. Maybe knight c3 and knight takes b5 at some point could be interesting, but nah, there's no way. There's no way that could create some problems for white.
Yeah.
Nah, it should be an easy draw for black.
Okay, knight g8, knight d7.
Knight g8. Okay, just king c7 and king b7. What is white gonna do with that knight?
Because the king cannot go to a5.
Yep.
Because he would leave the c5. Okay, then is a draw.
Yeah, it's a draw. I don't know how black or white is trying to could play this for a win. So board 2 looking like a draw for both players, obviously. I'm trying to find out. Oh, wow. Okay, actually, we've got some results in. Lebanon on this scoreboard is 2-1 versus Nigeria. And I think I see another match already played. And I think actually the current score is 3-1 in favor of Lebanon.
Ooh, do you know what it means?
Yep, I know very well what that means. That means that Lebanon qualified for the next division already. Oh boy, yeah, so 3-1 for Lebanon. And this is for sure gonna be a draw and pretty, well, actually, king a5. There's still some problems here. Well, knight b8, yeah, simply knight b8, no problems at all. Yeah. Yeah, no, looking, yeah, wow, congratulations to the Lebanon team, qualified for the next division. And together with Nigeria, of course, even if they lose this match, they are still qualified for the next division. But yeah, congrats to them.
Yes. Let's show shortly the scoreboard like this. Everyone realize what we are saying. As you can see, the difference between Lesotho and Lebanon is of 4 points. So it means that if as these are the last 2 rounds, if Lebanon managed to draw or win one match, it means that for Lesotho will be impossible to reach Lebanon. So
Indeed. Indeed, so that's why we are so excited for the team of Lebanon. And yeah, now after b4, actually in this game there's no potential break anymore, so it seems like Lebanon's actually simply going to win the match even. Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. With a draw, it's simply a win for
Lebanon.
Yeah, exactly. Oy. That is unfortunate for Lesotho. I actually a little bit was rooting for Lesotho because that would be such a big upset. Because Lesotho was nowhere near the rating favorites. Oh, Alessia, by the way, isn't it now winning for black? The knight on g7 cannot go anywhere.
Winning for... Oh.
Where is that knight gonna go? What if we play king f7, knight e8, then move the king towards the knight? Okay, knight c7 back, yeah. Knight h5, king f7, knight e8. Maybe there is some potential for black to win this game even. Very curious to see. That would be insane actually.
Yeah, but knight needs to go to e8, and what does white... What will white play? No, go to e8.
But now it's a free time repetition, isn't it? Knight e8 would have been very interesting. King g8, king h7, king h6, trapping the knight on h5.
Yes.
It looks kind of winning. Or am I missing something? Maybe white can play f4 or something. Come on, play knight e8. Play for... Oh.
They repeated like 3 times.
Okay, that does clinch the match for black into a victory. So for Lebanon, so that's perfectly okay.
But you're completely right, Ron.
King g8, king h7, king h6, and the knight is trapped. So I think that black was absolutely winning here.
Incredible. And yeah, what was critical?
Yeah, the knight went to g7.
No, before was a mistake.
No, not really.
Because it closed the way for the king. So basically, Black can go with both knight and king
Well,
towards
but
the.
with the knight on a6, I don't think the king could ever enter on b4 anyway. So
Yes, but in order to win the knight on h5, you need to have the knight on e8. If not, you cannot play king g8 because you would
yeah,
leave. So
that's true.
that's
That's
why I
true.
say that this might be the big mistake.
Might very well be true. Yeah. But after knight c7, white could have also taken on c7 and then just accepted the draw.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So let's say if you want to keep the knight, you have now is an one way. You have to take that.
Yeah,
The
knight
knight.
g7 is the losing move in my
Yeah.
opinion. Well, that was interesting. That was interesting. I never expected this to be that interesting actually. It looked like an easy draw for both players, but in any case, this does clinch the victory for Lebanon. We'll give you updated scores and standings in a little bit, and maybe there are actually still some games that we can take a look at. We'll check that, of course, right now.
No, games are all over, but soon we are going to get an update about about the standings for sure. I mean, we know that Lebanon qualified, and this means that we are also down for division for Pool C. Actually, they are still going to play in the next round, the last round, but it will be just for fun. It will be just for fun.
Yes.
So
For honor and glory, as they say.
yes,
Yeah.
for honor and glory. And Nigeria and Mauritania are going to face each other to decide who will be at the first place. Incredible. Was Mauritania from Division 5, no?
Yeah, Mauritania qualified from the base division. So last weekend they qualified to be in Division 4. They are, yeah, the biggest surprise in this group. Actually, the countries that I had marked as a potential candidate were Ethiopia and Sudan as well. But Mauritania, yeah, leaving them behind in the dust. And actually, Lesotho, of course, also doing very well. They, of course, get an honorable mention by us. They made this exciting until round 8. Yeah, didn't think that they would play so well, Lesotho. So yeah,
Yeah, I agree. We had a lot of surprises, and this is also because this is, I mean, rating yes is an indication, but sometimes with the junior, the youth board, the FIMO, it gets much harder to do this guess because might be that some players and maybe the last two boards very strong, and then the others are more or less underrated, and then they are always winning down and it's enough 1.5 point more and it's good.
yeah, you're right.
So
Actually, going to check how the players performed of Mauritania, and let me check. So yeah, Mauritania has a few zero-rated players actually. There's actually the board free player, Miss Mina Hemam, who has 7 out of 8 scores so far, while she has a rating of absolutely 0. So that is actually quite impressive, as well as the board 5, the youth board of Mauritania has a 7.5 score out of 8, doing extremely well, and also board 6, the women junior board with a rating of 0, having an 8 out of 8 score. Oh my god, that's amazing. They have, yeah, the 0 rating really does not say anything.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Holy shit.
So this is what I mean when I say that yeah, the rating might be yeah, not accurate because also the average rating of the team is clearly much lower.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, they could be underestimated because of their 0 rating boards, but yeah, they are performing extremely well. So yeah,
yeah, so curious to see what will happen in Division 3 with Mauritania. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not sure, I don't remember which place they did in. They didn't win the base division, but they won the fourth. So that's hilarious.
Yeah, I can check what how they did actually in the base division. In the base division, they were in Pool C, and they were actually the last one to qualify in Pool C. Cyprus, Aruba, and Haiti performed better than them, and Mauritania clinched the last spot in the Pool C of the base division to qualify for Division 4, this one.
That's
Wow,
incredible.
they surprised us so much in this Division 4 pool. Mauritania. It's a pity that we did not get a chance to look at a lot of their games. I would have loved to. I think we were more focused on Lebanon and Lesotho because they were, of course, playing for the place free, um, place free. Yeah, for the place free dot. So yeah,
But
but
guess
yeah,
what? There will be a chance to follow their game in Division 3 because they advanced, so for sure there will be a chance to see them again.
yeah, exactly. That's so amazing. What a weekend. So many upsets, so many surprising results. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun so far.
Yes,
All right.
so we are ready with all the results of the round 8 Pool C. Mauritania won against Lesotho 4-2 one more time. Lebanon beat Nigeria 4.5 to 1.5. Cameroon Oman was a draw win with 3-3. And oh, Eswatini is back. Eswatini was at 0 in the standings, but finally grab a victory against Sudan. So congratulations, and 4-2 for Eswatini, and Ethiopia won against Malawi 4-2. So
All right.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Rest us to take a final look at this. Well, not a final look. We'll see the standings once more afterwards, of course. But let's take a look at the standings and look at that. Look at that. Mauritania on first place, while in the base division they were the last one to qualify.
Incredible.
Amazing. Yeah, and also Nigeria, Lebanon already qualified with one round to go. So these three teams we'll see back next weekend in Division 3. And yep, that rests us to say, let's move on to Pool D. Because, of course, there nothing is still decided. Next round of round 7 of Pool D will start in a few minutes actually. So we'll move over to that pool after the short break. Anything left to say about Pool C, Alessio?
No, I guess here let's show everyone the last round that will be played for glory. We have the big match Nigeria against Mauritania. That will be important for the first place. So yeah, they will fight. They will have still a fight because I think that still gives the team a good feeling to end up winning the pool and go to the next division with this feeling. So
A confidence boost, yeah.
yes, yes. So I guess let me shortly show the scoreboard. Yes, and they have all the chance to. They have big possibility. Both team can win this pool because for Nigeria is enough to win the direct match because the individual points are already much more for Nigeria. This means that probably Mauritania won a lot of match with 3.5 or not like 6-0, not very straight. But still, it's impressive what they are doing. They won all the matches, so we are going to see back the last round. And we are going now to eat a short break, and we will be back for the last round of Pool C and for the first round of the day, so the round 7 of Pool D. So stay tuned, in less than 5 minutes we are going to be back. welcome back. We are back. I'm always Women FM, Alessia Santeramo, and I'm here with Grandmaster Roland Pruisers, and we are ready to go on with Pool C and D. So now we are covering two pool. I was confused because I saw the last round of Pool D here, but actually these we are going to cover a bit later. So which rounds are we going to follow now, Roland?
Well, since Pool C has already more or less been decided, it would be the more interesting Pool D to follow right now. Because there everything is still starting. They will move towards the last three rounds of the pool. Pool 7, 8, and 9, they are also about to start. So, once again, congratulations to the countries in Pool C, Lebanon, Mauritania, and what was the third one again? Nigeria, for winning their spot in the next division in Pool C. But of course, Pool D, nothing decided yet. We of course have a few teams who are in the lead, and maybe it would be good to show some of the standings already so that you guys can see what is at stake in this pool.
Yes, and just to close with the Pool C once again, there is till the last round they will be playing right now. But as you can see from the standing, Mauritania, Nigeria, and Lebanon already qualified. That's why, as this will not be decisive for the standings, we are going to focus on Pool D. We're actually the game, I would say, is really open because Angola is really doing great with full points, 12 out of 12. And Suriname is following with 10 out of 12, and then Palestine, Puerto Rico, and Netherlands Antilles are following with 8 points. So the game is open, as I said. And here we have the matches.
Yeah, the matches. Yeah, I'm very excited about one match in particularly. Also because I'm from the Netherlands. It's okay to be a bit biased, you know. So Netherlands Antilles versus Suriname. I think that is the match to watch. Netherlands Antilles are not in the lead of the standings, but they were coming back yesterday, and so they still have got a shot to qualify for the next round. And Suriname doing very well on the second place, closely behind Angola. So yeah, I think that is the match to watch. Like Angola and Palestina, Angola has to play against Haiti. Also interesting match. Togo, Puerto Rico is clearly Puerto Rico is the favorite in that match. Palestina, Ghana, Palestina the clear favorite. Senegal, Liberia could go either way, I believe. Netherlands until Suriname. Yeah, Suriname based on standings, I think is the favorite, but Netherlands Antilles definitely also has a shot. So I would be very happy if we could see that match right now. But not all the games have started yet, so we will need some time to find all the matches. We need a little bit of time there. So, yeah, but Angola doing absolutely great, winning all the matches so far. Yeah, and they were actually also the big favorite before the pool started. So Angola making work of their favorite role, actually. Yeah.
Yes, so we have many games, many games.
Already
but still
started.
not everything.
Yeah, we are clicking through the games to see if we can find the match that we are gonna focus on. Not all games have yet been started yet. But more and more are coming in, so we can find them. We have more chances to find them. The more games we have, the more chances to find them, of course.
But not yet, guys.
But very interesting positions are flying by. Yeah, lots of funny games, I think, openings to check in the meantime. And yeah, otherwise, we could also maybe take a look at the match between Angola and Haiti. If you can find that match, would also be very interesting to take a look at. Angola, of course, the clear number one in this pool, and Haiti Not a bad team, actually. I had Haiti as actually also one of the favorites in this pool. So, yeah, and here on the board, we have actually a game between Angola and Haiti. And now we've got another game on the board between Puerto Rico and Togo. Yeah, so almost all
Okay,
the games have started.
now we should have them.
All right.
Not really. No, I saw one more game and I had hope that was Netherlands. So we have basically all the game except for Netherlands, Antilles, and Suriname.
Oh, that is such bad luck. Well, okay, then in that case, let's focus on another match that we have already here. So I would say let's do Angola versus Haiti. See how
Okay,
that is gonna go.
if we have that.
Uh, are we really that unlucky? Yeah,
Okay,
these are the games. Okay.
here
Yep.
is one game. Should be against Miss Kimberly Dunat and Women FM Lucia Pires. What about the rating?
Yeah, this is the second women's board between Angola and Haiti. So the ratings you see on the board, okay, Queen C3 is not the best move, but the ratings that you see on the board are not the real ratings. Those are the ratings that they have on Chess.com, and those are not really reliable because they may have just opened a new account, so then they start on a different rating than their actual FIDE rating. So the rating difference is in favor of the black player with about 250 points. Black has 1655 rating and white has 1398 rating. So a big rating difference. But of course, the thing that's most important is the position. And suddenly, white is without a queen. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt. Missed knight f3, I suppose. And with that, the queen on c3 was attacked, and the bishop on g7 could take the queen off the board. Black a queen up, it's not that easy still. I like how white still has the black colored bishop on e3, so I would be a bit careful here not to over push or to, yeah, play a bad move somewhere because white could counter maybe on the dark squares at some point. Yeah, white could, but okay, black is of course a queen up. At some point, maybe f5 would be a good idea to start pushing on the king side. Bishop f4, interesting move. Black could maybe play a move like e5 or rook 88 without a problem here. And yeah, black is just a queen up without any problems here. So, yep, looking good for. Let's see who's white again. The black player from Angola. Miss.
Lucia.
Yeah, Miss Lucia.
Yes, so let's go to another game because, yeah, with the queen up is actually we saw already an end game where was queen against bishop, where a queen was actually not enough, at least it seems like, because, yeah, what white managed to make a fork to queen and king, but actually at the end the player that lost the queen managed still to win the endgame, so it was hilarious. So
Yeah.
not sure if a queen up is enough.
Yeah, not sure if that's true. That's so true. Yeah, we've had some dramatic moments in that regard as well. Yeah. Okay, then what about this position? Okay. White doing good. Got the center, more space. Um, I like the move h3 as well. Prevents bishop g4 ideas for black. The big problem for black is the piece on c8. The bishop on c8 has no good square to go. If it goes to e6, then d5 is coming. In the meantime, we are also waiting once again for the Netherlands, Antilles, and Suriname match. But we will take a look at the Haiti-Angola match in the meantime. White doing good on this board. More space, clear, clean development. Like I said, bishop on c8 has no good place to go. It could move to d7. But then if white plays a move like bishop b2 or bishop f4, there's no real danger for white. Black is very, very passive. So yeah, at some point e5 could be an idea. Queen b3 maybe to push, put some pressure on the f7 pawn. Maybe put the bishop on b2 to indirectly eye the g7 pawn. Yeah, this is looking absolutely fantastic for white. The opening was a great success for white. So, yeah, looking good.
Okay, good news. I think we should have the game here. And yes, here we should have them. Yes, we have them.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. Let's
So
go.
like
Now we
this,
can finally.
we can focus on this match that we wanted to focus on.
Yeah.
And yeah, so white here is the FIDE master from Suriname. Oh, Ursus. Ursus van Brick.
Oh, Ursus. Well,
Ursus.
that reminds me of a book, actually. There was this god of bears. Ursus was a great bear at some point, some sort of god. Okay, let's see if his play is godly as well. Mr. Ursus. So that means, what board are we looking at? We are looking at board 1, actually. Yeah, FIDE master Ursus van Bemmelen playing against Suraj Hanuman from Suriname. There is a rating difference here. The player from Suriname has a rating of 1983 with black pieces, and the white player, the FIDE master, has a rating of 2145. So about 160 rating point difference in favor of the white player from the Netherlands Antilles.
Yeah, and this position I really like. Yeah, I really like white here because white has good chances of attack on the king side. Like, yeah, the rook on c3 is ready to move to h3 or g3, and maybe d5 can be an idea. Queen e5, queen e4, and d5. H4 even supporting the knight on G. I'm not sure about. But yeah, queen e4 and knight g5. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. The weird piece in this position is the knight on a6. It cannot really join the game. Knight takes c5 would be a big blunder because of b4, losing the knight. So b takes c5, which came on the board, only move for black. And now look at the knight on a6. It's totally very passive. It does not have a good square to go to at the moment. But yeah, so let's see if they will follow your plan, trying to put some pressure on the king side. Yeah, an idea could also be to just put some pressure on the c5 pawn, try to capture that. Black's rooks are way more passive than the white rooks in this current position. So this is looking very good for the white player of Suriname.
Yes,
No, yeah,
FIDE master Ursus. But Suriname, where is Suriname?
I I'm got mixed up with the flags, I guess. Wait.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
black is the player from Suriname, and white is the player of the Netherlands Antilles.
yeah. I agree because the name is also Ursus van Be. It's
Oh, Pamela. Yep.
yeah, it's very similar to yeah to a Dutch name. I know you know.
Yeah,
Okay, is it private?
it's totally Dutch. Yeah. Ursus van Bemmelen is a typical Dutch name, actually. But the flag more or less confused me. It's not the white, red, and blue that you see on the left of you in the round 7 card. In any case, knight b4, not a bad move. The knight needs to be brought back into the game somehow. I guess the knight's going to go to d5 at some point. So I was actually wondering if white should have prevented that. For example, with a move like a3 before rook d6. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
maybe.
a3. Just make sure the knight cannot move into the game anymore. And on the next move, you play rook d6.
Yeah, I agree. Much better like that. Seems much better because now with the knight on d5 still you have a solid piece there. Okay, rook c5 I like with the idea of still moving to the
King side.
h4, king side, yeah. Again, queen e4. But is less clear than with a knight, a bad knight on a6. Let's see.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a pity that the knight is on d5 at the moment. White does have a threat with b4, because then, well, the queen is pinned on c8, so b4 would win a pawn on c5. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. So yeah, black still has some threats to take care of, and yeah, still I think white is in the driver's seat. But with the knight on d5, black has better chances than a few minutes before.
Yeah. Okay, now might be that c5 is just hanging, so I think white can take that.
Looks like a clear pawn up for white.
Yes.
Don't think there's any good compensation at some point. No, this is looking still very great for white.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try to move to board 2 then. Here we are. With the white pieces, we have the candidate master Casanova Sanchez from Suriname, and with the black pieces, the FIDE master Wim.
Yeah, Wim Blijstra. Yeah, it's again a totally Dutch name. I'm loving this. Okay, so white has 1954 rating, the player from Suriname, and the black player from Netherlands Antilles has a rating of 2198. So almost a 250 rating difference in advantage for the Netherlands Antilles player with the black pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And is he doing great, or is he not doing so hot?
It's complex because this pawn structure at the centers is quite atypical, so I need some more time to evaluate the position.
Looks a bit. I think that black has the better pawn structure at the moment. Look at the difference is the bishop on d2 and the bishop on e6. The bishop on d2 is a bit more passive than the bishop on e6. They both need to cover the pawns, the pawn on e3 and the square on e6. I think black simply has the slightly better, more active pieces here, and that's why I think that black should be a little bit better, but it's still not that much. Yeah, but black has the pressure here. For example, if white ever exchanges on c5, then the e5 pawn is becoming weak. So
Mm-hmm.
with that tension in the air, black can exchange on d4 whenever he wants. And so that's why I believe that black's a little bit better, but not that much, because there are no clear weaknesses in the position yet. No weak pawns, just only the d4 pawn as a target so far.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
slightly
agree.
better for black.
So let's move to the third board, should be the first female board. And here we are. This was a modern defense. And
Ooh.
I have to say, I like, for me it's clear, I like white. Okay, also h5 is not good because it gives away the important square on g5. And also might be that some sacrifice are in the air.
Oh,
So
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's play knight g5 and knight takes h5. I think that's actually that's actually close to winning already.
mm-mm.
Yeah, what to do against that? I don't see anything. Even if
What,
you
knight
play,
f5?
yeah, I'm actually thinking why not take on h5 immediately?
Yeah, that's that's true. Because
Knight
after
g5.
this, then knight f5 you just take and
Yeah, then it's winning, because after rook
it's
e8,
winning.
just queen takes f7, knight takes e6, or queen h5, queen h7, however you prefer. I think white is
I
more.
think I take here because then this is hanging and I have
Yeah.
the typical checkmate. Let's say knight here, and there is mate here in one, but okay, it is winning, guys. It's
It's
just
winning.
winning.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get that on the board. Let's see if the white player is going for that. Okay, still thinking. A little less time than her opponent. Yeah, by the way, just give me an update on
So,
the
Roland,
rating.
do you know what does it mean, this AHO before the name? Basically, every player has this.
8HO. AHO. Is that maybe because of the Antilles? I don't know actually. I don't know what AHO stands for. Let me check with the people behind the scenes who might have an answer for that.
Yeah. Alright, so this seems pretty. Oh no, Rook C1. No, what is Rook C1 doing?
Oh,
Oh,
that's a pity. Well, it's a logical move. It doesn't destroy anything, but yeah, knight g5, knight takes h5 would have been yeah, perfect. So yeah, we've got a confirmation. AHO stands for Netherlands Antilles. It's actually their country code. It's funny that it's only in front of their country and not for the others. But yeah, anyhow, that's what it means. So there you go.
mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go to the fourth board, if we have it.
All
Yes,
right.
here we are. And here, yeah, white is just winning. Rook up and 2 pawns, no, 3 pawns even. So this time is the player from Suriname that is doing great here. So yeah, a good position for.
Yeah. I also have confirmation on why the flag is different from the Netherlands Antilles. It seems to be the flag of Curaçao that you see behind the names of the Netherlands Antilles players. Curaçao is actually one of the islands on the Netherlands Antilles. The Netherlands Antilles are known as the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curaçao. And they all have their own flags, and that's why the flags you see right now. I guess they chose the Curaçao flag for behind their name. I guess they're stationed there, the players that you see right now. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, Aruba is also a separate state. They actually have participated in another pool, and they are out of the race for contention, I believe. So, but yeah, that is the explanation why you see a different flag in any case. So, hope that all made sense. Yeah, but
Yeah, it
here
did.
white's winning. Yeah.
Alright, so let's move to the fifth board of the match. Here we are.
All right.
Yes. And this time,
What's this? Looks good for black.
yeah, looks good for black because basically, I mean, the knight are not doing so well, and also the queen on g5 is a bit bad there, I would say.
Yeah, the problem here in the position is that black can play a move like e5 at some point, trying to drive the knight on f4 away. And then the queen on g5 is also a bit unstable. It could become a target later on. Yeah, the queen on g5 is actually the big problem here. I think it does not do anything on g5. There's not enough support from other pieces to create a kingside attack over there. So yeah, queen h5, very logical move. But still, after e5, where is the knight gonna go? Probably the best square is objectively the e2 square, but that is also the square that the white queen wants to go. So yeah, I think I like black very much. After e5, the knight's gonna retreat. Black is gonna maybe put a knight on d3 after that, with knight d7, knight c5, if white ever exchanges the pawns on e5. So yeah, I think black is doing absolutely fine after e5.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, we'll see if this will be on board.
Mhm.
And you also pass the ancient text. So
Uh,
if I was good.
yeah, very, very nice.
Alright, let's go to the last board. Like this, we have an idea of the whole match. And just
Mhm.
the queen was captured, but actually was an exchange of queen. But actually, still white is a pawn up, a stable pawn up, because worst case can protect the e4 pawn with f3. Yeah.
Looking very good for white. White has the d file for now, and after f3, the only target for black is protected. So yeah, white is a clear pawn up, and also there might be some initiative. I think the pieces are much better coordinated for white. Rook ed1, bishop c4, maybe even bishop b5 to try and create some initiative on the queen side. Looks very good for white. White is, let me check the ratings, Catherine Kaslan, actually the sister, I believe, or could be the sister of the board 4 player, also with the last name Kaslan. Could be a coincidence. They could also be family. That would be awesome. But yeah, looking good for the white player, Catherine Kaslan, and she's playing. She also has a 350, 70, or 360 rating points higher than her opponent, Marcos Tagasha. So yeah, this is looking good for Suriname.
Yes, so this means that is really a tight match, because in the first 3 boards I had the impression that the players from Netherlands Antilles were doing really great, but in the last 3 board, my impression is the opposite.
Yeah, that sounds like a really tight match indeed. So yeah, it could be really tight, yeah. And the Netherlands Antilles has to win more or less to have another shot for possible qualification. So yeah, that would be a big win for the Netherlands Antilles. Suriname currently in place 2, and Netherlands Antilles 2 match points behind them. So if they win, they are going to be tied with Suriname, still greatly in the race for one of the top 3 spots for the next division. A6. Would you take on A6 with the bishop now? Looks good.
Yeah, looks good. Why not?
Yeah, I'm wondering why that's not a free pawn. Because if you play bishop takes e4, trying to be clever and take a pawn back, then bishop b5 in between move.
Wow. Yeah. So not. So yeah, it's a free pawn,
Yeah,
and also means, yeah, I mean this position looks really bad, because white is already 2 pawns up, and also one of those 2 pawns will fall, so it's just completely lost.
Yep, I totally agree. Let's see if that gets on the board. Nope, it's been missed by the white player. A4, not a bad move in general. It stops b5. It could play a5 next move to tie down the queen side. But okay, here once again, bishop takes a6, not played, king of 2 instead. Normal move as well. Yeah, will we ever get this on the board, bishop takes a6?
Maybe.
Maybe she'll
but
see
maybe
it.
not, because for black it's very hard to do something against it.
Yeah, maybe rook c8 could save that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whites of course are doing great in this position. The knight on f6 especially looks very bad at the moment. The knight on f6 wants to be on e6 or something. Knight e7. Okay, let's go. Bishop takes a6 now. Will we see it on the board? I'm getting a bit hyped. I want to see it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on. Do it. Take the pawn on a6. Let's go.
No.
No, not yet. Okay. Okay, bishop c4. I don't know. Just wondering about other moves, perhaps. The knight's e5 is a good move. a5 looks good. F4 is okay. A lot of okay positional moves here for white. But yeah, why not grab another pawn with bishop takes a6? Yeah. Wow, the suspense. She's taking some time. Is she actually considering bishop takes a6?
Might be. I'm not inside her head, but might be. Might be.
Yeah, she's thinking. She's thinking. That might be an indicator that she's thinking about sacrificing that bishop on a6.
The point is that once you think of that, you are pretty sure that it's for sure not bad.
Yeah, you want to make sure that it's not bad. So you calculate 100 times over to see if it actually works. Uh-huh.
Alright,
All right,
not
so
yet. We don't know yet
not
what is
yet.
happening.
Oh, I want to see
Okay,
it. I want to
now
see it
let's move to
on.
another board. Stop it. Let's go back to Ursus. What is
Too
Ursus doing here?
too much suspense. Okay, knight e7 is the first thing I see. I've been playing way too much puzzle rush, it seems. But okay. So
But
b5. Yeah, still doing great. Still winning for white, it seems. Board one, we're looking at.
ooh,
Just rook c5.
c7. C5 better because you need to protect here. Actually, also c7 is attacking here, so.
Yeah, looks brilliant. Rook c7 I like actually because then you have ideas with mate on the back rank.
Yes, sounds good. Seems
Yeah.
good.
Board one looking good for Netherlands on tills.
Let's go to board two.
And by the way, the mystery has been solved. Why do we see the Curacao flag behind the Netherlands on tills player names? Well, Chess.com does not have a Netherlands on tills flag. That's the reason why. Yeah, so no weird reason, just we didn't have the flag on the Chess.com. I'm sure that will be updated after the match at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. What's this position? So yeah, this is what I've told actually. So white exchanged the pawn to c5, and now a d4 break is what black should go for at some point, I believe, or just play queen c7 and rook b8. I don't know. It's pretty complicated, but I like black a lot better here than white.
Yes, and mostly due to the pieces, because also and to the possibility to break through, because I mean, really, those bishop are really bad.
Yeah, bishop d7, mysterious move. What about queen b7 now?
And
Yeah,
bishop c6, queen take. Oh,
bishop c6 is queen takes e7 actually.
yeah, I guess is a problem. What about queen take b7 and then bishop c6? It seems like losing a
Yeah,
pawn.
that looks rook a1, I guess, still wins back the pawn on a7, and actually white is gaining some initiative perhaps. What of rook a1?
Yeah, rook a1 is so important.
That looks very annoying. After bishop takes b7,
I
rook
think
takes a7.
I think black has to play rook b8 somehow.
That's a nice move. Oh, I know. Bishop takes e4 was the move instead of rook a1. If d takes, rook takes d8, and the pawn promotes. That would have won back a pawn. With some initiative, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I like, but it's not easy to see such a move.
No, rook a1, very logical as well. And d4, but those pawns can just be taken. E takes d4, c takes d4, bishop takes d4. So this is looking good for Mr. Casanova.
Yeah, queen.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yes, Mr. Casanova is back, and
Indeed.
this game look good. Looks good now for.
What would the evaluation be? I guess equal. I guess about equal. Rook b7. Both players have a pawn on the e file. Maybe white is better because of rook a6. Yeah, rook a6 looks really annoying for black at the moment. So I guess that white is actually pushing right now. Yeah, I don't see, I don't see a clear way. Rook a6, then bishop d5, I suppose. Not much of a problem. Maybe it's just equal. Maybe it's just equal.
Yeah, but as we saw, we thought that black was doing good here. So I thought that in the first three board, Netherlands and Tils was doing good. Instead, on the last three boards, was better for Suriname. So this draw actually might cost a lot to the team.
Yeah, that black does not win this game. Well,
Yeah, this draw or loss whatsoever.
Yeah, or this draw or whatever it's gonna be.
This
Well,
miss
bishop takes
win.
e4. Bishop takes e4 is already at least a draw for white. White's a pawn up. It's not a big pawn.
Okay, should be actually quite drawish because the king is very
Yeah,
near to the e5 pawn.
exactly.
So yeah, should be drawish. But we have some results, and this is important. We have a draw in the second board, in the third board, that we actually considered better for the player from Netherlands Antilles. Instead, in board 4, we have a victory for white, so the player from Suriname, and in board 5th, we have another victory for the player of from Suriname. So it means that Suriname is doing good. That is, yeah, they are really very near to win this match. Also because, yeah.
Yeah, this is simply a piece up and a pawn. Yeah, not much to add to that. This is winning for.
Yes,
For
let's go back to Ursus. Let's see what. Oh,
What's this?
it's mate,
Oh,
no?
it's winning. King f1, knight takes g3, and it's mate.
Oh,
King h2 is queen takes f2 mate. So
no.
best move in the position. Queen takes, oh, knight takes g3, mate in 2. Queen h1.
No, I can't believe. I mean,
Oh,
some knight and queen are so dangerous.
yeah, wow. Yeah, the problem was that black did not really have any easy weaknesses. So, wow, that was a surprise. I did not think that white would lose this with a full exchange up and also a pawn. Maybe white was just a bit too comfortable with the position. You
Yeah.
could sometimes, when you know you're winning, you relax a little bit too much and then you lose some focus. And then, yeah, then you will not be sharp enough to see tricks like this with 92, perhaps. So, well, I think this is actually going to be a big victory for Suriname because the games that were actually looking very good for Antilles have been turned around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, I guess that Suriname won already. Is already 3.5, but according to the games, they might win 5-1 against. Because this will be a draw, probably. Yes, this is the Philidor. Actually, with the B or G pawn, also the passive defense is enough. So yeah, this should be definitely a draw. Instead, on this board, white is crashing.
Yeah, not much to say.
So 5-1 should be 5-1. So a huge, yeah, a clear victory for Suriname.
A huge clear victory. 5-1. Wow. So that means that they've more or less clenched their spot in the final, in the next division.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually also a big result for the Angola team versus Haiti. They have already won their match with 5-0 so far. We're waiting for the board 5 game to finish, but a big victory for Angola as well.
Yes. Okay. Let's try to find other games. Maybe some last games. For example, here. Actually, white here is doing great. Should be one of the first board, I guess, of the match. Ghana against Palestine, and
All right. Let's see if that's true.
first or
It's
second.
actually board 2. Board 2, yeah, of the Ghana versus Palestina match. White is the clear rating favorite with over 250 rating points difference. Yeah.
Yes. So.
Yeah, but looking great for white. What to say? Queen up. Nice d pawn. Yeah, looks over. Yeah, looks over. Yeah, not so many exciting games left, where two results are still open.
Not so many, as you can see. This is all.
Oh
this
boy.
is the game, but it's made in very few.
1.
Okay, maybe
2.
still made in few.
Maybe still made in 2. Yeah, still made.
No, okay, it will be made now. Black started to check, so yes, and yeah, this is 100, but I'm not sure if this is part. Yes, is one game of the match Liberia Senegal. Maybe this is the more is the is interesting at least. Two pawn up for
Yeah.
white. I know. I
What
thought
about?
up.
Oh, white is 2 pawns up here.
Yes, two pawns
Ah,
up.
what? But okay, black is rook g1, king f5, only move, and then rook g3, winning at least 1 pawn back.
But why not king f? Ah, yeah. Why
Yeah,
not king f4? Because king take f6 would win on the spot. So yeah. So then this should be a draw.
Yeah, but there have been players who lost such an ending, so we could stay here and see how well White's technique is to win this. Yeah, but it should indeed be a draw. It should result into a king f4. Yeah, that still works. Rook takes h3 has to be played. Yeah. I at first thought like, okay, maybe White gave up the rook, but
Me as
no,
well.
it's okay.
Yeah, but okay, now rook take h3 and then rook a6. Um, yes, and I would have preferred f4 probably for white.
That doesn't matter. White can do that later as well. White has all the time in the world. Yeah, rook takes h3. Just move the rook somewhere, probably to a6, and then start pushing your pawns. And what you want actually is to get a king on f6 for at least one moment at some point, so that the pawn on f7 will fall. But the trick for black is to never allow that, and then it should be an easy draw. Yeah. Is there any other game that we can take a look at?
No, it's the last. Well, there is still this, but it's also
Yeah.
quite clear.
I would prefer the other one, I think. The rook endings are always a lot of fun.
Yes.
At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, at least I is clear. We know that should be a draw, but there are chances for white to win. So we can learn something about the technique, how to draw this endgame. We have a lot to learn from this position. Instead, the other, yeah, let's switch
Yeah.
shortly. But I mean, I'm scared that actually white might lose on time.
Yeah, White has been thinking for a long time here, but the connection seems to be
Black, sorry.
stable. Black is to move actually. Black's connection is less stable. Only one bar on the connection bar. Ooh, is this going to be a disconnection? Well, black is losing. Maybe it's just a rage quit or something. Could always be the case. Okay, yep, f6, perfectly fine. So now the idea is not to allow king f5 without contestation. Yeah, easy. Just rook h1 or rook h8, it's fine. Yeah, but for example, if white plays a f4 here, then a move you really don't want to make is a
Rook
move
g8.
like rook g8,
Yeah.
because that would allow the king on f5, and then it would be quite problematic. A move I would consider here
Rook
is, for
h1.
example, king f7, with the idea that if king f5, then you have rook h5 and the king is being pushed back. But this move, I'm not sure if this is great, because after king f5, rook b5, the king can go to g6. That makes things a little more complicated. Yeah, rook a7, also a good move. f5, would you
F5?
consider f5 here?
Just f5, then rook e7, and then king h5, king d6.
Well, if f5, probably just king d6 there, but I think black is making it hard on himself. Now king f5 is looking a bit promising. I'm not sure if it's the winning, but it looks quite dangerous. Rook
Yeah,
b4.
because rook b5, rook b4.
Yeah, king g6.
King g6, rook b4.
Yeah, rook a7.
Rook a7.
It's looking.
King e6. Maybe f.
Yeah, and then king takes f6, and then we've got this ending on the board, which I think should still be a draw, by the way. Yeah, I believe so. F pawn endings like this is with the F pawn. It's still a draw. I think the king is not far enough to claim a win. But then of course black is still absolutely fine. I think white needs to go for this.
Yes.
I think rook a7 is the only move. King e6 or king d6. Probably king d6 is a little more accurate. Yeah, because then white does not win a tempo with f5. Okay, so king d6, best move here. Let's see if black plays it. King
Oh.
e8. Still okay. I think it's still okay. Yeah, king takes f6, rook takes e4, f5. Yeah, it's still okay. It's still a draw. f5, rook f4, and it's okay. Is it though? Rook f4, I believe, is still a draw. No, now it's not anymore.
Now
No.
rook a8 and then
Rook 8 and king f7, and white is winning.
yes.
Okay, but not played. Now rook f1 is still a draw. Rook f1, rook f1. The point is that the pawn at some point cannot move. So if we can make a few moves on the board, actually white is in huge time trouble. But rook f1, let's say you play a move like rook a8, a normal move. After rook f1.
Oh my god, time!
Oi, 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 oi.
No.
Black won! Black won? Oh my god.
No, I can't believe. But this was not even a connection problem.
Ay, 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 ay.
Oi, 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 really, but really, oi, oi, oi,
Yeah.
oi, oi.
Well, let me show you how to draw this. I think that is it actually a draw? I'm not sure. Okay,
I mean,
let's
king
put rook
f1.
f1,
Yes,
king
rook f.
b7, king g6, king e7, and there's no way for white to continue. Rook a7, king f8, and you're moving in circles because king f6, king e8, or king g8. Rook a8, king d7 once again. Actually, the king should be on the short side for some reason, but I forgot exactly why. Rook h7, so if you play a move like rook f2, rook h8, king goes. If king g6, then king e7 once again. So what are we missing here? Rook f8. Oh yeah, that idea is still there, yeah. Or I think the trick is with the king on the long side of the board, it's winning for white. With the king on the short side of the board on h7, for example, it is a draw. So there should be a way that the king is. I learned this actually, but I forgot about it actually. I do know that this is winning for white, yeah. And
So
probably
okay, let's
because
go
of rook
back. So
f8.
this position is winning actually still.
Yeah, you need to put the king on the short side, so king g8. Yeah, king g8 is a draw, king e8 is a win. I'm not exactly sure why. There was a reason. I learned this during one of my Endgame Tuesday streams, but yeah. I think you just play king, what was it? King e7. No, I think, what is this? Rook 8.
Okay, Roland, this is a sign. You gotta do another.
I
Yeah.
think I have to do another Endgame Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess it's clear. Guess it's clear. We need to repeat this. We need to learn how to make a draw here with black. How to win this with white. Yeah.
So you will update us about that.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like I already got it, but yeah, it's okay. The thing is that
You
with
can
the
tell us
king
then.
with the king on d7, black has no checks anymore with a1 and a6, for example. Rook b1, rook a1 or rook b1 and rook b6, rook b7. So no
No,
checks
sorry.
again.
Could you repeat?
Yeah, okay, so rook f8, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And well, just move some arrows. So for not move any pieces, but the trick is that usually you want to put rook a2 and rook a7 checks at some point with black. And that is not possible with the king on d7 anymore. That is the difference. So with the king on h7, you still have that. And that's the difference by making a drill in a rook ending like this. Yeah.
So let's see now.
Yeah, so yeah, after king d7, rook f8.
Now I want to go on the other side.
Oh, you want to put the king on the other side. Ah, okay. Yeah, then you have to move a few times back. Yeah, king g8. Now there are still checks on the other side, so rook a1. Very nice. And
Yes,
there's
the
no way
side
to get
check
into... yeah,
is an
exactly.
important theme is an important theme is the rook in the rook hand games. And what is
Yep.
important that you need to bring the rook on the king on the short side, because like this
Yeah.
you have the space on the long side to give check to the king. If not, the rook giving check here could be easily attacked by the king, so this would not be enough.
Yeah, that will
That's
not be
why.
enough. And if the pawn gets to f7, then it's a clear win for white. Then you have that famous position where you are building a bridge. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. This was very educational end game.
Yeah,
So
and
happy
it's
that it happened.
a good reminder for me as well. And games like this is good to study them once in a while again. So I'll thank the players for that. And that's actually we've got the final results and the final standings after this round 7. So let's take a look at that.
Sorry. Okay, Angola won against Haiti. Puerto Rico won against Togo. Palestine drew against Ghana. Hey, attention, 3-3. And Senegal won 5-1 against Liberia. I guess this game is part of this disaster. Ah, no, it's the only game that Liberia won actually.
Ooh, a big result actually. Palestina not winning against Ghana. That is huge for the race in one of the top 3 spots. So yeah, Palestina making it very difficult for themselves to qualify with that result.
Yes, definitely. And the big match instead, Suriname Netherlands, was won by Suriname.
Yep. All right, let's take a look at the standings then. What can we expect for the last 2 rounds?
Oh yes, this will be, I think, will be fight up until the end. Now we have Angola, Suriname, and Puerto Rico. I think that Angola and Suriname are already doing really great, but Puerto Rico, Palestine, and Netherlands are still fighting together. So it will be exciting until the end.
Actually, that is the next round. Puerto Rico versus Palestina. A direct clash between over the third qualification spot in this pool. That is exciting. All right, but unfortunately for everyone, very sorry about this, but we are going to go on a long break after this. Yeah, because us commentators and the people behind the scenes, let's not forget about them as well, of course. We need some rest because it's a long day of commentating and a long day of broadcasting for us. So we need once in a while a break to stretch our legs, to get some air. And so,
To
yeah,
run home and eat some food.
yeah, eat some food, get some popcorn. Well, for you guys at least, because you, of course, will be back in 1 hour with us to see who will be the qualifiers for the next division. Right?
Yes.
So,
So
yeah,
guys, see you here next to the board. You see the pairings for the next round. Pool D will be interesting. So you can always follow the games on Chess.com. And yeah, we will be back with the results of round 8, ready to go on with round 9 and the last 3 rounds of the game with Pool E. So guys, today don't miss it, because in the next 3 hours, we are going to understand which will be the three team for pool, so 15 teams in total that will advance to next division 3.
Yeah. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in 1 hour with all the qualifiers, of course, and the last pool E. So yeah, see you back in 1 hour, everybody.